Welcome to the Divine Mothering Podcast. My name is Christina, and this is the place to come if you feel called to make radical change in motherhood, heal your maternal lineage, heal your past, and embody the wisdom of the Divine Mother. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips that can help you step out of the matrix and create the life of abundance and freedom that you deserve. So let's get straight on. The first step is shadow work. This is vital. You cannot miss this step because what this will do is help you get to your core beliefs, your core wounds, your core ideas and versions of yourself that may self sabotage that life you want to create. It will come up, your fears and illusions will come up when you try to step away from the matrix and do things a different way, because you will feel like you're going to be judged by your friends, family, society, culture. And this is where you've got to face those fears, and doing the shadow work will help you to do that, do the inner work, to not give a fuck what anybody thinks, really, because you got to get to your core wounds, in your core fears and beliefs that there is about the world and society, how you're going to make money. Because often with me personally, when it comes to this, I think I can't do this. Everyone else is doing better courses, everyone's better online, and that is where I'm kind of self-sabotaging, because I'm telling myself, I can't do this, I can't do that. Go and get another job, go and get a 9 to 5, even though I've made that conscious decision, changed my life, that I will never ever step back into the 9 to 5 system. But this is why you must do your shadow work, and because you will begin to judge yourself. And the more you judge yourself, the more you will see that reflected in your outer world. So you have to do that shadow work, do the inner work to unlock the codes of the abundance in life. So the second tip is very important too. All of the tips are important, but is financially prepare yourself. So what I mean by this is not constantly coming up with all these different crazy ideas how to make money, because that just causes confusion and anxiety at the beginning. It's okay to have all those creative ideas and you get to those later on. But what you need to do, firstly, to get out of the matrix, is to financially prepare yourself in the sense of stabilize your financial outgoings and incoming to be able to live sustainably. So that means savings. Start saving, have some savings. And secondly, pay off debts. So you're not still in that system. Maybe you have a bit of credit card debt or some loans that you need to pay off. And I know with student loans, it's probably a never ending thing that you're probably never going to pay off. But what you can start is the small debts, paying off those, and start having some savings. So then you can get to the point where you can have that savings as a backup, a thing to sustain you, keep you going whilst you are creating your online business. And then later on, you can then start preparing and planning the ideas, the creative ideas of how you are going to make money when you are out of the matrix, off grid, whatever it is you like to call it. Thirdly, my tip for you all is to find community. As light workers, as star seeds, spiritual awakened people, whatever you like to call it, we tend to isolate ourselves because we feel we're the only ones that are awakened or want to get out of the system. And I trust me, there are so many people out there that are also in the same boat as you. They feel alone and they isolate themselves because nobody gets them. And we have to come together in communities, start forming communities. And I don't mean online. We have to form communities face to face and have a community where we're all living together, potentially in the future, the long-term goal is to have a community where we all have the same goals, the same values. And I know there's already communities that are off grid that are living together. And it all does start with social media, finding other people, reaching out to make new friends. I did that at the beginning of my spiritual awakening. I cut off people that were no longer serving me. I literally did not message them, text them ever again. I completely cut them out. And I reached out to my local spiritual community group on Facebook. And I said, I'm looking for more high vibe friends. And yeah, people responded. They added me on Facebook. Um, and now I have really close friends that I see every few weeks and that. But this is the thing, we've got to create that community, because then we don't feel like we are alone, and we can work together on making a self-sustainable way of living that doesn't rely on big corporations and make us rely on them for our money, shelter, food, etc. So the fourth tip is to get all of that ideas and creativeness out of your head. Have a huge brain dump. And what I mean by this is getting a big board or lots of sticky notes and writing down all the ideas you currently have or have had in the past of how you would like to make money, where you would like to be, your goals, whatever it is, what kind of life you would like. And I write all these down on sticky notes and stick them all over a whiteboard. And then I kind of feel a little bit of relief after that, because I'm like, oh, I've got this all out of my head now. So I feel just somewhat better. So this is what I do. And then I organize them into kind of categories. So like lifestyle or business, like ways of making money, just like long-term career goals, like my business, or like family life stuff, like different categories of what my goals are, what I envision of what I want my life to be like. And usually things like that, like I put down like course ideas I have, any like free offerings that I want to do, any like women's circles I want to do. And then I've put things like where I want my son to go to school, whether he wants to be homeschooled, whether I want him to go to the Steiner school, and things for my family, like I want to have like weekly family catch ups or things like that. Just anything. It's usually business orientated, all my ideas of how I like to create money and abundance and freedom for myself. So I think that's one of the perfect ways to kind of start, and then kind of not straight away start acting on them. Let them go to sleep and let them just be there for a little while, and come back to them and think, well, what is realistic for me right now? What can I offer right now? How can I start working on one of these creative ideas? And number 5 is growing your own food or locally sourcing foods from a farm shop. I recommend growing your own food, so then you're not relying on somebody else. But if that's not your kind of expertise, you don't really like the idea of growing things, it's too complex, then go to your local farm shop. Go somewhere that is sustainable and somewhere that's organic and has good ethics and the same values as you. I've just been to my local farm shop. I bought some eggs and butter that we really needed, and some like little lovely flapjack chocolate treats as well, which were like totally delicious, and I couldn't stop eating them. And if we're in that community already, we're able to grow food together, help each other, work on the land, and then we can make things more sustainable, this new way of living. So then we can create a new world, a new earth, a new system, so that doesn't rely on greed, corporate world, capitalism, and keeping humanity a slave and dumbed down and in fear. One that is of nourishment and celebration and like love, empathy, and just helping each other essentially. that's my 5 tips to help you get out of the matrix easier. If you want to connect with me more, I'm over on Instagram. I share a ton of reels and stories about motherhood, nourishment, getting out of the matrix, truths, and just general life things on my stories. So yeah, that is at Christina_Woodward111, and I will see you over there. With that being said, I will see you all on the next episode. Much love.